All right, and we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We recently touched on our WWE Monday Night Raw review, and now we're going to jump right on into our WWE NXT preview. So let's go ahead and get started with that. But before we move on any further, I want to remind you guys that to use the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Shoot me your question. Just put your questions up on top so you can tell me how you feel. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like about this podcast. Tell me what you like in the terms of wrestling. Tell me potential storylines that you would like to see, kind of moving forward. Just put your questions up on top so we can talk about it in front of, all that are viewing. It's actually pretty exciting. And it really does help the show, guys, here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity. Again, the link is at the GSMC podcast.net. So let's go ahead and jump right on into our WWE NXT preview. So we're going to start, we're continuing, we're building toward the NXT Heatwave. There's still a lot of matches that kind of still need to kind of be dealt with. You need a match with Oba Femi. You need Roxanne Perez to fight. You also, honestly, with Dawn and Fire, like recently winning the WWE Women's World Tag Team titles, I would like to see them fight at WWE NXT, but obviously, honestly, that's just my opinion. And then, of course, you have Kelani Jordan defending her newly, acquired and the inaugural WWE Women's North American NXT Championship. So she's defending that tonight. Should be interesting to kind of jump around on into it. But let's baby steps, baby steps. So, women's triple threat tag team match. You see Roxanne Perez teaming up with Lola Vice against Miss Jackson, last legend against JC Jane and Jasmine Nix. This match is going to be pretty crazy because I feel like any one of these five superstars besides Roxanne Perez have a chance to kind of fight her for the championship, the NXT World Women's Championship at Heatwave. So there's definitely going to be a little disgruntled. I would like to see like maybe Lola Vice kind of finding a way to screw over her own team, which would kind of be like a little nonsense because, a win is a win. A win builds up momentum. On the other hand, you could have them winning and you'd be like, look, like we won. You kind of owe me a championship title match. You know what I mean? Lola Vice, obviously, she was very successful on NXT Battleground. She beat out Shayna Baszler, which impressed the crap out of me, to be honest. So, definitely think her next opponent is kind of heading toward Lola Vice. Obviously, you kind of seen JC Jane last week on WWE NXT get the match from the dashing Cody Rhodes, and I don't know if that's just going to give her like powers, and I don't know if she's going to put it on and people are going to be like, oh, so if I cheer for the mask, it's like I'm cheering for Cody Rhodes, and then JC Jane is just going to soak that all up. I don't know what they're kind of heading for, heading towards with her, getting that mask, but obviously it's sports entertainment, so there's I feel like it's going to kind of prove dividends somehow, some way. But honestly, out of this match, I see Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice becoming the victors. And we're going to determine who's Roxanne Perez's new opponent heading toward NXT Heatwave. All right, next we have Kelani Jordan against Michin for the NXT North American Championship. For me, I feel like there's no reason for Kelani Jordan to drop the title so soon, especially with Michin. Not that I'm hating on Michin, it's just that she's kind of like that. You kind of saw her in the ladder match. She was she's like a veteran. She's a highly trusted veteran to kind of help dictate a match. She's going to put Kelani over so much in this match, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see it. Obviously, it's happening right now. I keep telling you guys this, but moving on. We're running out of time. But Michin's good. She's good. She's always been good. All these amazing wrestlers, all these women's wrestlers are absolutely phenomenal. But Kelani Jordan, like she said on NXT last week, that this title, for it to be prestigious, you can't have the first person who wins it lose. You can't. You absolutely can't. I would say, like I was kind of hinting at last podcast, uh, stand and deliver. That's like a good 9 to 10 months. I feel like by then it should be very prestigious. Obviously, Kelani Jordan's a winner. She's a very accomplished gymnast. She's done it all. She's won gold medals and stuff like that. And ever since coming to the WWE NXT, she's been more than impressive. And what she's kind of doing right now with this title, the way she's being a fighting champion, 2 weeks after winning the match, she's right off the get go fighting Michin. Michin, like I said, she's no walk in the park. But then again, I'm like, she's kind of like that mid Carter stuff like that. She's kind of like that veteran, kind of like an Natalia. Kind of put her in Natalia, kind of like in the same boat. Putting over young talent, but then sometimes if you have to teach a young person a lesson, kind of, slap the crap out of them a couple times. So, I see Michin losing this match. I wouldn't see why you would, have Kelani Jordan, win the WWE Women's North American Championship right off the bat and just lose it. Just doesn't make any sense. So, something that we've been waiting for, all week. I know I have. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what goes on. And I'll remind you guys to use the GSMCPodcast.net link to shoot your questions on over by. But honestly, I can't wait to find out who's going to win this battle royal. We got a 25-man battle royal for WWE NXT, and I feel like it's going to be great. Cody Rhodes last week, he teased non-WWE stars making appearances. He said, sometimes, you're going to recognize some of these guys. Some of them you're not. They're going to be coming from different locker rooms. I mean, that just teases appearances by, could be TNA. I know recently WWE has kind of been in talks with kind of establishing like a South American, like, doing like a more of a, some wrestling promotions in Puerto Rico. There's a National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA. They have territories also in Puerto Rico and stuff like that. So it wouldn't make, I feel like the door's swinging wide open. Ever since Paul Levesque kind of took over, he kind of sees things from more of a wrestling fan's perspective in terms of like, in terms of like being an executive and be like, I'm going to tell the people what they want. I'm not going to let people from TNA and NWA. I'm not going to, I don't know if they're willing to go this close, but AEW into this, promotion. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like the way they're kind of doing it is really good. I feel like Paul Levesque is absolutely 110% doing a great job, especially in terms of TNA. I feel like TNA wrestlers coming to the WWE is amazing. It's the best. There's a lot of guys on the TNA roster that could very much make their way to the WWE NXT roster. I'm not going to necessarily, I doubt they're going to, because I know WWE has kind of been flirting with the idea of having WWE NXT kind of be its own entity to kind of stand on its own, and nothing makes more sense than this to kind of work out. WWE NXT, Daffles with TNA. Nothing to do with Raw, nothing to do with SmackDown. I think it's perfect. I think it's like a money idea. Definitely 110%. But yeah, moving on. Obviously, this kind of idea, kind of banked off of, TNA's knockouts, champion Jordan Grace kind of coming in. She ultimately kind of came up short thanks to Ash by Elegance and Tatum Paxley at WWE NXT Battleground against Roxanne Perez. And then also you saw on TNA, against all odds, which we're going to get into, you saw Tatum Paxley make her debut in TNA. She came out. I kind of knew it was going to happen. She kind of came out and she was like, all like, hot stuff about it. And I like that. I like that how she kind of holds that NXT brand as like sort of like not like a cushion, kind of like a confidence building block to be like, okay, although this girl might be like a mid Carter to a low Carter in WWE NXT, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to kind of treat her with like any kind of disrespect or kind of underestimate her, because she put up a good fight. She put up a decent fight against Jordan Grace. But once again, the good thing I love about Jordan Grace, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair, although how dominant they may look, these girls are physical specimens. They find a way to kind of just put their opponent over, and it's kind of like a win-win. You get a good match, the person loses, but they had a good match, so you're recognized, and the winner obviously, remains the champ or wins the championship. So, definitely love that. And I'm kind of thinking, I hope, and I swear to God, I hope that this battle royal kind of like is like a Royal Rumble. I would love to see it kind of at the last, kind of like the last match. I want to see this match last like probably like an hour. I feel like that would be absolutely badass. And honestly, I want to see the TNA guys last. I want to see the final four to be TNA. I don't know if it's going to be, Joe Hendry, like I've, kind of been, skeptical about Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Nick Nemeth, Ryan Nemeth, or, Frankie Kazarian. It could be like we had those five last guys to be like, and then I can imagine Vic Joseph be like, everybody from NXT is out. We have nothing but TNA stars. Like, that would be pretty cool. That'd be badass to kind of see. So, obviously that's, what I'm hoping for, 1,010%. Although on the NXT roster, you have, the North Dakota Catch Crew, Sean Spears, Josh Briggs, Wes Lee, Javon Evans, Alexis King, Ethan Page, Eddie Thorpe, Dante Chen, all these guys, could possibly very much make their way and winning this battle royal. So, obviously a lot of good stuff to come. Definitely can't wait to find out what happens on WWE NXT. But, only time will tell. Only time will tell. All right, guys, now we're going to move right on into our segment 3. We will talk about our TNA Impact Against All Odds pay-per-view. We're going to talk about some of the matches, some of the results, and some of the potential storylines. So, hey, do not go anywhere.